Alright, hey guys, OFD checking in here, and today we've got another watch from Seiko Watch, the SRPD29. This is one of the newest in the Monster lineup, and a really, really cool watch. I want to say thank you to Kurt at Minit Watch. He got this watch out to me to check out here on the channel, and I'm really excited about it. Been kind of eyeballing the new Monsters as they come out, but I just really haven't picked one up. To be honest with you guys, I've only owned one Monster, being such a Seiko-holic, I guess you'd call it. It's funny that I've only owned one. The Monster has never really been one of my, I don't want to say favorite, but it's just never been one of the ones that I've really been after out there. When I got into Seikos as a young kid, kind of that SKS style case was in. I've always kind of liked that. My first watch was a 7548, so it had that very similar case. So when the Monsters came out, they were just a little bit different to me. And what was funny was I always thought that because they were called a Monster, they were a huge watch, and it's just not the case. But this is one of the newest models, and it's a pretty cool looking watch. I have to admit, I really like a lot of what's going on with this thing. Couple of things that are typical of Seiko that we'll get into as we talk about the watch a little bit more, but a lot going on here that I definitely like. Now, as you can tell right away, this particular model is an all blacked out model, and it's actually, for me, especially when you get it on the light, it's actually more of almost like a dark gunmetal gray or a black chrome kind of style. It's not deep black. It's almost got this more of a gray, dark gray look to it, but it's a really good looking watch, to be honest with you. Typical Monster sizing, you got a 42 case from side to side, not including that crown, of course. Just over 47 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, comes in at about 13.5 millimeters of thickness, and you have your typical 22 millimeter lug opening. Now, I'm not sure what the coating is here on this watch. I'm assuming it's maybe like a DLC style coating. It does feel pretty resilient, doesn't feel like a PVD coating on the watch, but it's done very well and evenly coated on the watch. Now, if you go to the website for Seiko USA, actually Kurt bought this watch. I think these are only currently available through the Seiko USA website. But if you go to the website and look at them, the indices on the watch look very white. Now here in front of the camera, you can tell that they've kind of got that almost aged or yellow, not yellow, but aged patina to them. I actually kind of like this look a little bit better than the bright white. I think it just adds a little bit more character to the watch. There's actually another model that they're making in this watch, and I do believe it has the silver bezel and a silver case. I can't quite remember, but it has this faded lume. And right when I saw that one, I really fell in love with it. It's actually on a rubber strap, and it's still kind of, in the back of my head back there as far as the newer Monsters go. I kind of like the look of it. Now, if you take a look over here, you've got a day-date function on this watch. I do believe, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty much positive this is running the 4R36 movement. Some of the new limited edition models that they're making of the Monster out there are actually running the 6R15 movement, which I do believe is a better movement than the 4R36, but they're both low beat movements, and this is going to get the job done for you. With that 4R36, you get the day and the date. It's got this coffin box style Cyclops here on the watch. Honestly, something I'm not quite used to. I know on the 6R15 models, they're using a Cyclops, but a single Cyclops because you just have the date there. Not quite sure. I know in the Stargate 2 series, they started using this coffin box style Cyclops here on it. Not quite sure if I actually like it yet. But it doesn't look bad on the watch, and it definitely gets the job done. It does what it's supposed to do. 120 click bezel on this watch, and it has that just good Seiko feel to it. No problem at all there with the bezel. It does line up nicely. Unfortunately, it lines up nicely with the index ring, and the index ring, as you can see down here at the 30-minute mark, is, as typical of Seiko watches, is slightly off. It's slightly kicked over to the side. And yeah, for $500 watches, come on, Seiko, pull your head out of your butt, dude, and fix that. I mean, it's ridiculous. We shouldn't be dealing with crooked chapter rings anymore. Done. Get it out of your system and stop doing that. But other than that, this watch looks really good. It's a great looking piece. On the case back, you've got your typical Seiko Tsunami there, or Kanagawa Wave, however you want to call that. And it's blacked out all the way through. Not on the case back, of course, but great looking watch. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and stick the watch on my 7-inch wrist. Guys, what I'm wearing on the wrist today, I'm actually wearing the Nautis Avalon. I've been getting a lot of wrist time with this watch, and this watch is badass. This is like one of the coolest watches I own. But let's go ahead and get this new Monster on the wrist and see what it looks like. Now down there inside the box, I would open the box up and I could show you all the little parts and pieces and goodies. This bugs me too, right? I wish they would fix that. And if you're gonna use that, black it out like the rest of the bracelet, you know, come on. All right, so on my 7-inch wrist, a 42 millimeter Monster is gonna fit really good. And damn, that actually looks really killer on my wrist. Not adjusted for my wrist. This is Kurt's watch, and I'm not sure if he's gonna even hang on to it or if he's gonna sell it, but damn, that looks pretty bad. That does look good on my wrist. So 7-inch wrist, so you get the 42 millimeter Monster, always fits well. And as you can see, these watches aren't that big. You know, I mean, it just really fits the wrist well. Let's go ahead and dim the lights, guys, and let's go out with that lume shot. All right, so we are used to the lume on Seiko watches, and they always glow super, super good. So I don't think there's going to be any surprise here. Blue, it's blue lume. It's not green lume, it's blue lume. That's pretty cool. I didn't know they'd be using the blue lume on this watch. That looks really spectacular. It's really cool that you've got those kind of faded, vintage-looking indices, and then when they glow bright blue like that. So, all right, guys, this has been the Seiko, the new Monster series, the blacked out SRPD29. Really good looking watch from Seiko. I'll leave a link where you can get this at Seiko USA, and I'll also leave a link to some other Monsters that are available on Amazon.com. So, all right, guys, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up down there at the bottom. And if you've not subscribed to the OFD channel yet, please do. Please do. Thanks, guys.